Saturday marked 2 years since Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, and we are joined now by the Ukrainian ambassador to the United States, Oksana Markarova. Good to have you back with us.
Good morning, Margaret.
It is a very solemn weekend. I know your president just acknowledged 31,000 Ukrainians have died in this fight. He also said that the Congress knows that your country is running out of funding and weaponry. Where are we right now? How close are we to having battlefield setbacks in a significant way?
Thank you. Yes, 2 years of full-fledged war, 10 years of war, 31,000 just defenders. We don't even know how many civilians actually are dead until we liberate everything. And we see on the battlefield that this war is still very winnable if we have supply of weapons and support, but also it's the war that unfortunately can be lost if the support is not there and we run out. So we really need it yesterday. And I'm very glad that there have been very active discussions all this time. And I really hope that the House will come back this week and that we will see real solutions and we will see decisions taken.
Well, you just heard from the two congressmen that they are now forcing consideration as soon as March the 7th for this aid to Ukraine. Your president said today, we need support within a month.
Absolutely, and that support could be there within a month.
Is military support enough?
Well, we need all the support. We need military support, we need budget support, we need humanitarian support, because we need to sustain the effort on the battlefield, but elsewhere. We need to care for people, we need to teach people, we need to create bomb shelters in order to protect. It's all very much interrelated. But what we also heard, and we know it, that we do have strong bipartisan support. We have the votes, as the two colleagues just said here. And also we know publicly from Speaker Johnson that he understands the need to win for all of us. It's a global security play. And we heard the concerns, of course, some concerns are not related to us that he voiced, and some about the transparency and accountability. And we have provided a lot of information. So hopefully with the constant dialogue between the two parties, between the White House and Congress, we will see the decisions, because as we said for a number of times, we need it yesterday.
The White House says that Russia had its first battlefield victory in a year within the past week in this eastern town in Ukraine because there aren't enough weapons and ammunition being provided. And Jake Sullivan pointed to Congress as the reason why. Is it that simple?
Well, the war has always been about weapons. We always had enough motivated Ukrainians to defend our homes, and we always needed more weapons at any given time. But of course, now the situation is critical. And I wouldn't call it a victory, because we defended Avdiivka for 10 years, and Russians simply destroyed it. They did not take it over. They destroyed the whole town like they've done to so many. And they already have lost almost 400,000 people in Ukraine trying to invade us. So, we are winning this war. We liberated 50%. We cleared the Black Sea. It's a critical, pivotal point now in which if we receive the support and weapons, we can liberate more. And we can not only liberate us, we can defend the free world. Because it's not just about Ukraine. It's about Russia together with Iran and North Korea, who are supplying missiles, and all democracies together. Can we defend ourselves? And I really want to answer that question, yes.
Yeah, but it is becoming an election year issue, with the former president, Donald Trump, arguing against support for NATO, essentially. And he has a history with your president. And obviously that first impeachment hearing where that infamous phone call with President Zelensky. Are you looking at that really dictating what's possible right now? A presidential campaign is impacting what you are saying is the future of democracy in Europe.
Well, any president of the United States or any candidate to the president is the president of this great country that is based on the values for which we are fighting on the battlefield. It's, as I said a number of times, the issue of supporting Ukraine, freedom, democracy, the issue of standing together with a democratic ally is not a partisan issue. It's strongly bipartisan issue, and I'm sure it will be bipartisan. And I think the only competition there could be how to do it faster, how to win faster, how to show that democracies can stand their ground.
I met this week 3 children from Ukraine who had been kidnapped by Russia as part of this state-sponsored program. It was very hard to hear what these children have been through. But your government says there are at least 30,000 other kids that you know of who were also taken. How is it possible that there is no coordinated international effort right now to bring these children home?
This is not only a war crime and a tragedy, but something that is a blank in the international law. Russians actually claim they have hundreds of thousands of our children. They said 700,000, so it can be as bad as that. And literally, you know, it's one of the first times after World War II and Nazis when they simply abduct children, put them up for speedy adoptions, torture them, indoctrinate them, put them through this re-education camps. That's why we have created this Bring Kids Back UA initiative, and that's why we are so glad that so many countries, and I'm so glad that US has joined it, so we can actually formulate the mechanism of how to deal with it. And this is horrible. You know, Putin should be in prison until the last of his life, at least for this crime.
Just another thing that US funding is used for. Ambassador, thank you